The goal 3 of the SDG says that good health and well-being. As much as education, that's the goal 4 of the SDG, which is quality education, is important, we can't do away with our health living and any tips we need to have to develop ourselves and have a long life to build our world. Today, the 7th of April, marks the World Health Day, and we're going to interview a student from the University of Cape Coast to find out how we can celebrate this event, what we can do to live a healthy life, and other few things. Stay with me as we go and read our quote for the week. We'll be right back. You are welcome back to the Change Makers Voice. This is a program we are embarking on to uplift our voice and empower our world. I'm sure you got motivated by the quote you just read. This is And Your Online TV, where we come together to uplift our voice, as I said, and also to change whatever narrative that has been there. Let's find out who our guest is, and when we come back, we'll delve into the discussion.
Prince Numkavor is a young, inspiring youth who hails from the Volta region. He had his secondary education at the Sogakope Senior High School. He entertains and prioritizes habitual reading. The young man is currently the hall president for the University Hall of Medical Students. He was previously the General SRC Health Chairperson 3 years ago. Prince is a dedicated medical student with a fervent passion for fostering positive change in healthcare and beyond. As a fervent advocate for both medical excellence and social justice, he navigates the challenging realms of academia and politics with unwavering determination. Alongside his medical studies, he actively engages in student politics, advocating for policies that prioritize healthcare equity and accessibility for all. With a foundation rooted in medical laboratory science, database technology, politics, and leadership in general, Prince brings a unique perspective to the dynamic intersection of medicine and governance.
You're warmly welcome to the Campus Show once again. I'm sure you now know who our guest is. Let's welcome Prince Numekavo to the Changemakers Voice Show. Empower your world. So, Prince, you're finally welcome to the Changemakers Voice, where we come together to uplift our voices to change our world and make our world a better place. Today marks the celebration of the World Health Day, being the 7th of April. Before we delve into the crux of the topic and discuss, could you tell us who you are, what you do, and where you are, as we have heard a little about you?
Oh, okay, thank you. So, as you rightly said, my name is Prince Numekavo, and I'm a final year medical student of the University of Cape Coast School of Medical Sciences, and then I'm the hall president for the University Hall House and Medical Students as well. I hold a bachelor's degree in medical laboratory science from same University of Cape Coast, and then I have a professional certificate in database technology from IPMC as well. I hail from Mafidevime in the Central Town District of Volta region, and then I stay at Dabala. And my life is guided by just a very simple quote: to serve God and then to serve man.
Wow, to serve God and to serve man. I was a bit struck by surprise by what you said about you hold a bachelor's degree in
Medical laboratory science.
good. Before I come to that, could you tell us your days when growing up? How was life like, and some of the did you hold any position when you were in secondary school?
For secondary school, I schooled at Sogakope Senior High.
Okay.
Also in the Southtown district of Volta region. And I didn't hold any position there. I was basically a very bookish person. I was a science student and
Wow.
very
Shako.
bookish. So I didn't want to.
I say you're Shako.
Oh, not really, but I just do my
Not
best.
really saying we'll be away bookish. You don't really say. I said doctors
So
for the
I
one
was-
money, my dear.
oh, no. That's
Anaka cry.
but okay, yeah. We do our best.
Yeah, you do your
Actually.
best. That's good.
So I didn't hold any position in high school. I was just a normal civilian in the school.
Why? You didn't hold any position because you felt it's a waste of time?
Not because I felt it was a waste of time, but I think after that time, nothing struck me to pick up a leadership position. Though I have friends who are picking up leadership position and encourage them, but personally,
Okay, so
nothing
you did
struck me.
encourage people, but
Oh, yeah,
at that
I did.
time, picking up wasn't of interest to you at that time.
Exactly.
Okay, and you used to hold or go by that norm?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, so when you came to UCC, are you holding a position?
I'm currently the hall president for University Hall House and Medical Students, and previously I was the SRC Health Chairperson. I think that was like 3 years ago. I was the SRC, General SRC Health Chairperson, and then last year I was the Welfare Chairperson for the medical students as well. And then
Okay.
currently, as I said, I'm the whole president.
Wow. So someone with a notion some few years ago about not going in for leadership position in secondary school, whatever reason it may be, and having a swift mindset of going for leadership position. What brought up the change?
Okay, so basically, growing up, I got to realize that before you can make some changes to your environment, though you might start from your own corner, but you need a little bit of power and then a little bit of position to be able to make some decisions to influence the lives of people around you. So, if you really want to have an impact, though you might want to do that in your own small corner, but the people who actually make the decisions and make the policies that influence our lives in the general world are the politicians. So you would want to take up some leadership positions so that you can make those policies and also bring up your idea to develop the world around you. So that is why I decided to take up some
Leadership.
leadership
Wow.
positions around.
And on the mention of politician, would you be going for any leadership position some few years to come? That's after school, basically.
I have plans,
You have
but
plans to
I
do
would
that.
want to hold on to that for now
Sure.
since that's on air. So
Okay, so guys, whatever plans he has towards becoming a politician, we hope that plan becomes fulfilled. So we are saying on the Changemakers Voice that all the best with whatever plans you have in terms of becoming a politician. So
thank
moving
you.
on, want to find out. You said you hold bachelor's degree. Could you kindly explain that? And meaning you are doing another degree.
Yeah, so this is like my second degree.
Wow.
So initially I came here in 2014. So I read medical laboratory science here.
You came
And
in
then
2014.
yes, so when I finished in 2018, then I applied to the medical school as a graduate entry medical student. And then I got admission and then I started a medical program and then I'm in my final year currently.
Okay, and the program, yeah, how many years is it?
It's for 4.5 years.
4.5 years. So we have done
Yes,
4 years already.
exactly.
2014, 2018.
No, so from 2014 to 2018 was for medical lab. Then I did my service for 1 year in 2019. I entered a medical school. So that's 2019, 2020,
Okay.
2021.
So that's what you're
Yeah,
about to also graduate from now.
exactly.
I find I know we have said here that you are Shako and you are saying Kakra because you are
Oh,
bookish. What's the inspiration behind this? I've done 4 years and you're back again doing. I know you want to do well. You all want to do well in life, but
exactly.
what's the inspiration behind it to keep moving? I know there are hurdles and whatever thing ahead, but yet still you have gone and you have come back again. What could you say to inspire myself and my audience watching us?
For my first degree, to be very honest, it wasn't what I wanted to do. I've always wanted to read medicine. So I sat down one day and then I felt like it would be very bad for me to wake up every morning looking at the fact that I'm still young, to wake up every morning and then going to work and realizing that this is not what I actually wanted to do. I feel like when I get to that point, I may not be able to give in my very best to
Okay.
do what I'm doing currently. So I just have to follow my dreams and do what I wanted to do all this while. So I told my uncle about it and then he said I should come back. I told him I wanted to come back to the medical school and then he encouraged me as well. So I bought the forms and then I went for the entrance exams. I passed and then I went for the
Wow.
interview and then I got admission.
I like
So,
the passing part now. No, not everybody goes through that gate.
oh yeah, not everyone passed. So,
Wow. Okay, so Prince, talking about World Health Day. Today marks the World Health Day. Today being 7th of April, celebrating World Health Day and all that. Could you, before you tell us what it means, could you tell us your opinion on this event and what it means to you before you explain in general terms?
generally, what it means to me is that it's a day that is set aside by the World Health Organization to impact upon the lives of people all over the world in terms of their health, and it means a lot to me because the theme, which is my health, my rights, it basically means that around us or every individual has the right to quality health care. And
Sure.
then we as a group or we as leaders and then all the people around us need to do something to be able to bring that to a reality. So the pollution of the environment, the things we do, the galamsey and all the things we do around to dirty our waters, I think has a very negative impact on the health of individuals around. So my health, my rights, or the World Health Day, what it means to me is that basically it provides an avenue for us to educate people and then tell them a lot about their health.
And their health. Okay. And moving on, as a health inclined individual, what purpose does the World Health Day serve? As you have told us what it means to you, what does it serve? Fine, we all know, but to the layman's understanding, what does it serve, and what does it also mean to us in general sense?
For the World Health Day, the World Health Organization picks a particular theme and then they educate people about it and they do their very best to make sure that that particular theme is accomplished for that particular year. So this year, I think last year it was a good, I think good health for all or something, or
Okay,
I've
something of
forgotten.
that
Yeah,
sort.
something of that sort. But then this year is my health, my right.
My health, my
So
right.
basically, that is puts that particular day is chosen because they want to educate people about their about that particular topic that they have chosen. So it means a lot to me.
Okay. Staying on the basis of the theme for this year, my health, my rights.
Yeah.
Let's look at healthy living in an individual's life. A lot of motivational speakers or people from all walks of life encourage, advise that in as much as you are doing whatever you are doing, if schooling, working so hard, you should be mindful about your health, which I have no qualms about. Very true. From where you sit as a student of UCC, and as we are discussing the World Health Day, the 7th of April today, what are the mechanisms we should put in place to put an individual's health not only first, but make a healthy living?
In as much as we all want money and then we are going around our basic activities by the day because we want to make a lot of money, our health counts a lot. So if you make all the money in the world and then you do not live so long to be able to spend it, I think that will not be the best. So in as much as you are making all the money, you are going for meetings here and there, going to work here and there, I think you would have to take off some rest, go to some good sites, and then have some nice fun there, have a cool environment. If you feel the environment in which you are working in is so polluted, it is your responsibility as well to be
Sure.
able to wear protective equipment to be able to protect yourself from some of these things. And then the basic things that we eat, our diet, we should be able to take very good care of it. If you eat chunky foods, you should be able to cut them down. You should be able to exercise, go to the gym, just do basic things that would help improve your own health. So, in as much as we are going about our activities trying to make a lot of money, it would help a lot if we also take our health very seriously.
Okay, so we celebrating the World Health Day today. Um, what is your either your faculty or your department also doing in projecting this project, the World Health Day? What do they do, or what are they doing this year to also project the World Health Day
Oh,
celebration?
basically, they would go for some health talk at some schools and other organizations to be able to educate them on the topic of the day, and then some outreach and some other health screening in some other communities as well. So
Okay.
those are some of the things that we do to commemorate the day.
Sure. What do you do in your bid also to promote the advocacy of World Health Day, as you have explained to us? In as much as money, we are getting money, we are schooling to gain knowledge to be where we want to be is important. We need to think about our health, which is one of the most important things that we need to take care of. What do you do as a medical student of UCC? What do you do in your bid also to advocate or promote the celebration of World Health Day?
For that, I think wherever I find myself, whatever
Yeah.
platform, whether it's the SRC or wherever, whatever political platform I try to find myself
If you can
in,
let us know those platforms and how distinctively you do those things in a way of either getting us motivated or learning from it also could also help someone watching.
there are some times that I speak to the SRC president about us going for some outreaches on a day like this as well. So I've been trying to engage him, but then I don't, this today like this has not been fruitful, but I hope subsequently we'll be able to go on some outreaches like that to mark the day, at least to educate the students around us about their health and stuff and the topic which is chosen by the World Health Organization for that
This year.
particular day. So wherever I find myself, I try to use that opportunity to get to talk to people to promote the health of all the individuals around them and then those individuals themselves.
Okay. Then moving on, since you have told us what you do in a bit, from where I sit as a journalist, our audience watching us, others may be late, others may also be in the field. What would you suggest? What are some of the mechanisms we can do, not being in the field, that we can also, not be in the medical field or health field, but yes, still we can do something to promote the advocacy of World Health Day. As you have taught us about we living a healthy life, there's something we can do apart from we being in a small place and living a healthy life. We can come out of our shell and also promote this agenda. What would you suggest we do, and what are some of the things that you think can be put in place as a layperson, most importantly, to promote this agenda?
Okay, so it's a day that I think most people do not know about it because it doesn't go so viral like how Valentine's Day goes viral.
Exactly.
So if we can, all in our small shells, when you see a flyer about World Health Day, you share it on your status. I think if we are all sharing it on our status, people will get to know about it, get to know about the topic, and then it becomes something that lasts or something that people would know about. You get it. So I think that is all that you can do in your space. And then the very positions that you also find yourself in. There are people who are very mighty. I always say that in the jungle, we have mightier animals. So there are people who are watching this show and then they are DCs, they are MPs, they are ministers and stuff. So I would also encourage them to use their very positions that they have to make policies that can be able to influence the health of the people in our society.
Okay, that's a very good point. The making policies, with respect to health, how exactly should a policy be? As you're saying, the DC and all that, they might not necessarily be in that field, and they might have health personnel who might be in the team to guide them and all everything. But if he or she may happen to be watching the show, how do you think you should structure the policy to be?
One very thing that worries me a lot and then I get to think about most of the time is the state of our water bodies in the country. You realize that galamsey practices on the rise, and then our water bodies are being spoiled around. And these are the very water bodies that some people depend on to cook, to drink, to bath. And our activities in our bid to get money into our pockets are destroying some of these things. So if those watching me out there can have some power or they have the power to be able to stop some of those activities, I personally think it will go a long way to affect the health of to actually improve the health of those living in those areas in a very positively.
Okay, so as you have told us what um they should do and other stuff and what you think about the celebration, what are you really expecting today about the um forerunners of this project that are running this project this year? What are you expecting this, as we are celebrating it today, to 7th of April? What are you expecting to see or to have, or things to be changed? Another thing, is there something you're expecting?
All other health organizations and other people will go on today to commemorate the day. People would get to learn about the need to live in a very good environment and then promote their health because that is their right. So, so as I said about the galamsey activities like this, people have the right to have good quality water, and then some of our activities are damaging some of this water bodies. So we would have to do something to be able to secure some of these water bodies for our people. So I think this day would help us to talk to some of those people and then they would get to listen and use their positions to be able to correct some of those things that have been done wrongly in the system.
Okay, the World Health Day event has been there for a while. Over the years as it has been celebrated, have they met up to their target? Have they been able to improve something from your perspective? And if you're supposed to rate them, well, how would you rate them on a scale of 10?
So on a scale of 0 to 10, maybe I would give them a 6
Why?
because personally in Ghana, I do not really see the impact as much. But other places, they are doing so well. So I would give them a 6 based on what I am seeing in Ghana. But that doesn't mean they should stop. We'll still continue to do our best. Every year, we'll pick a topic and then talk about it. And then we'll see how best that can improve on the health of people.
Okay. There's this thing that has been there for a while. I know you are still practicing, or sorry, you are still learning to come out to go out there to practice. It is going to hospital, and at times the treatment, not even at times, most of the times, the treatment some nurses give to patients is uncalled for. I know the doctors, I don't know whether doctors are aware, but most nurses, when you go to hospitals for treatment, the way they behave, they treat you, the attention they give to you, and all that, especially when the doctors ask them to come and treat you or take care of you and other stuffs. As we're celebrating this day, which our health is one of the core things in living a good health or a good healthy living, what do you say to this? I'm sure you're aware of this thing. What do you say to
I
it?
have heard.
Yeah, but I've having to experience
I have
one.
heard. I have not really, but is it we are in a human environment, like it's a human institution, all right. So people would have diverse behaviors. So the fact that you've met one particular nurse who has behaved like that doesn't mean all other nurses are like that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I have,
Some, not
yeah,
all
yeah.
do.
So I have met, I personally know some nurses who are very, very good. Some even
Exactly.
go the extra mile of using their pocket money to look after patients. And definitely, and even it doesn't really have to do with the nurses per se. Some patients too, when they come around, the way they talk to the nurses is very. We understand you are sick.
Prince, are you trying to back your people or
I'm
what?
not backing them, or I'm not backing them. But
Okay, you
you see, sometimes
finish
we
making your
understand you are
point.
sick. We
Sure.
understand you are sick, but when you come, at least you should be considerate in the way you talk to nurses. And then people come from their homes with all sorts of problems. So when you do some of those things, it triggers a lot, but it triggers some things to happen, and that is when they get to talk to the patients like that or treat them like that. But considering all these things, I would not say it's the right thing to do. So in the hospitals, I have seen superiors who try to talk to some of these nurses to change some of those attitudes when patients come to complain. So though some of these things happen because it's a human institution, because we accept the fact that, oh, we are all human beings, we can make this mistake and that and that and that, but then it doesn't mean it's a right thing to be done. So our superiors keep talking to the nurses, and it's not just with nurses. There are other health workers.
Exactly.
Doctors are not excluded. So they keep talking to us to be able to change our behavior and then give the best to the patients that come to the hospital.
Good. Just a last take on this sub topic. So you see, you were making a submission saying that at times to the way the patient also fine. I know a few of the patients also go beyond to also talk to them anyhow, but I've also not seen or experienced a patient talking to the nurses anywhere unless maybe the nurse does something or treats the patient in a way. And talking about the patients, you see, when you are sick, not necessarily pampering you, but you see, you will not be spoken to as a normal, healthy person. Stand up and come here. At least you need to do a bit to be able to allow the patient to succumb to what you're doing. If it's injection you're going to do for the patient to do, but when you come outright and you just shout on the patient or maybe feel as if the patient is not supposed to be something, it becomes awkward. And to finalize on it, there's a friend who I interviewed on this program or this project that we're embarking on, who lost his twin due to this inhuman treatment or um, caring of patient by nurses, lost their sister to it. So when you're looking into it, it is not the best, as you have also admitted the fact though, and you're saying you're talking to them. So this World Health Day that we are trying to draw attention to promoting our healthy living and other stuff. As I'm saying, just trying to finalize on the issue of the attitude of some, not all, some nurses and the way they treat other nurses and all.
You see, with the issue of patients, nurses, health workers, doctors, and all those things, as I said, we are all human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely we might get to have some issues sometimes with
But before
each
you
other.
continue, are you saying we are all human beings on the basis for others to continue doing what they are
No, no,
doing?
no, no, no. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say is that some of these things happen because people have their own personality. So what you might tell me and then I might take it so cool. You might tell some other nurse and then the person might not take it so cool. But then, as you said, you are sick. In our care, we are supposed to pamper you, treat like a baby.
In a way.
In a way.
Not
So
pampering. Yeah.
they talk to us, and so when some of these things happen, they educate us on it, and it's part of the whole medical school and then a nursing training. They educate you on some of these things that you are supposed to expect when you are dealing with patients, and not to flip to the other side of the coin and then talk to them anyhow. So it's not the best practice, as I said. So we would definitely do our best to give the very best to our patients.
That we'll be expecting. We
Okay.
were expecting.
Okay.
So moving on, what do you do as the hall president of the medical student for your hall?
Basically, I represent the medical students at the SRC level, and whatever grievances they have, I bring it from the hall to the SRC president, and then we see what we can do about it. I'm also part of the executive council of the SRC as well. And then in the hall, the very problems they have in the hall that we can fix, we try to fix some of those things. And then some other activities that we undertake to make the lives of medical students better.
But is there something substantive you have done? I know you are leading these people, but is there something with respect to health, as we are celebrating World Health Day, that you have done in your office?
Okay, for my office like this, the association, we call the Medical Students Association, they have programs that they do in terms of that. So for the hall itself, we've not been able to do anything, but the association has programs in place to commemorate the day. So, but then for the hall itself, we've not been able to do anything to mark the World Health Day, which is today. So, and basically that's it. But then the association has plans in place.
Sure.
And
I
they are
think
doing something.
my final question, you have passion for politics, as you have allowed us to know that for a few years to come you'll be taking up some roles, and being a medical student, some few years to come going to practice it. How do you merge the two?
If I would have to do politics and medicine, I would have to stop one. Yeah, so it's good. I'm reading medicine. I'll to get to a point that if I want to pick up leadership position, I cannot be going to parliament and then be coming to the hospital. It will be too much for me to
Yeah.
do. So if I want to serve some people, or if I want, maybe if I become a minister or something, and then I want to serve, if I become a DC or I want to serve to the best of my abilities, it means I would have to put one on hold. You
Okay,
get
so
what I'm
just
saying?
putting you on the spot right now. I know you said it's personal. Which one would you put on hold?
Which one would I put on? Well,
Yeah.
definitely I would have to put the medicine on hold to be
Are you
able
are
to
leaving us
continue.
in the hospital for us to
Oh
die?
no, 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 I'm not leaving you to die.
But
There are
we
other capable doctors or
no,
other
but
capable people in the hospital
that
or other
okay.
competent people in the hospital who will take care of you.
But you're also competent. We still need you. The more the doctors, the fewer the patients, or the fewer the crisis becomes intense in the hospital. But all the same
I
as
get that though, but you need some people to get to some places to be able to put
definitely.
some policies in place
Yeah.
to affect the life of, or
Then I
that can
can see you
positively
have an
affect the life
enormous
of
passion
students.
for politics. What is your perception and your take on our political terrain in the country so far? What do you make of it?
So I wouldn't want to pick a side for someone to know that I'm either in NDC or MPP or PPP or Boom
CPP.
or no, I wouldn't, or CPP. I wouldn't want to say something like that. But I think over the years they've been doing their best. Every party comes into power and then they do their very best to see what they can do for the people of Ghana. But I think our political system has been clouded with a lot of greed, where people want to amass a lot of wealth for themselves. So, and I think it's also one thing that is hindering development is that I think the youths are not being given the opportunity to be able to partake in some of these things. It's being left to the older people to handle some of these things. So I think going forward, the youth should be given a bit of chance in politics, and that is when they can get to bring up some of the things that they face, or some of, because the youth will definitely feel comfortable talking to their fellow boys, and those are the people that can bring some of those things to the forefront for you to get to
Sure.
know about that this is what is worrying the people in the community. So um so far for the years that have passed, the political terrain, they've done their best. They've done what they've been doing what they can do.
Okay.
So as I said, I wouldn't want to go to this side or go to this side for
Exactly.
you to get to know that I belong to this
This
party or
person
not.
is fast. You don't want trouble.
Yeah, I don't want trouble.
Me too, me too, I'm not going to also ask you to rate, because in a few years you'll be joining the team. So I won't ask you to rate whether on a scale of 0 to 10. I want you to rate. But my final question, as an enormous passionate student leader who'll be yearning to become a politician very soon, election is around the corner, some few months to come. What is your take on it, and a word of encouragement or whatever you want to say to us as we head towards the election on the 7th of December?
Yes, they should listen to policies. They shouldn't vote based on the fact that this person is from my hometown, this person is from, it's some people vote based on that because they feel it is easier to talk to the person that this is what I want, so you get it down for me. But I think you should look at the bigger picture. When someone is in front of you, you shouldn't vote for the person just because the person is from your hometown, the person is from here. You should listen to policies, look at the person's track record, what the person has done, and what the person is telling you currently that he's going to do. if the explanation the person is giving you sounds well in your ears, that, oh, this is feasible, looking at what the person has done over the years, this person can do this person can do that, then you can go and vote for the person. But then you shouldn't just go and vote for the person for some reason. Probably, I think I've ever heard someone going to vote for one particular political party because they gave him 2 CDs, and I feel that that is not right. So you should listen to policies and then go out there and vote for whom you believe in your heart is the right person to do the job, not because of what you can get from them or
Sure.
because of where the person is coming from. And I think all I want on the 7th of December is a very peaceful election, and then for the next leader to be given to us who would take us to the promised land. That is all I
Okay.
want. I just want a peaceful election. I don't want any other thing.
Oh, okay, Prince. So, well, thank you for coming to
All
the
right.
Changemakers Voice to share your thoughts on the World Health Day as we celebrate it today. Before you leave, we want you to share your last words on the topic.
So
Part
today
four.
being the World Health Day, which is the 7th of April, um, the the topic for today is my health, my right. And so it goes a long way to explain that we have the right to create a very good and then a comfortable, healthy environment for ourselves and then the people living around. So all like the activities that we engage in to pollute our environment or to endanger the life of others, which includes pollution of water bodies and then the air that we breathe around and any other thing that we do to endanger the lives of people around should be put to a halt. And then we should consider creating a very healthy environment for everyone to live in. Thank you very much.
Okay, guys, so you have heard it all from Prince as he came here on the Changemakers Voice to share his thoughts and for us to discuss on how best we can contribute from your little way wherever you find yourself, if not being in the field of medicine or even in the health field, you can also do to contribute as we celebrate the World Health Day event today, the 7th of April. So, Prince, thank you very much for coming. And we are on the your voice empowers segments. Let's go and listen and empower ourselves with this inspiration. We'll come back with more.
Fantasy chasing is the pursuit of dreams with lazy hands or lazy attitude. Proverbs 10, verse 4. Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. I don't care how many hours you pray in a day. I don't care how many days you fast. If you are not diligent in the pursuit of your dreams, you are only chasing fantasies. I don't care how many prophets will prophesy over you. I don't care how sharp that prophet who prophesied over you is. If you don't work hard towards your dreams, you are chasing fantasies.
Yeah, warmly welcome back to the Changemakers Voice with me and your Pondinchi on your online TV. I'm sure you got inspired and got motivated by the quote or by the inspiration you just watched. We are now on the fun segment. That's the Changemakers fun segment. When we come back, we'll find out how smart Prince is. As science students, we always see them to be smart people. Let's find out if you're able to prove us or prove as smart as he is on the show. We'll be right back. Obi adesua nko ara na wopɛ. So, guys, you're warmly welcome back to the Changemakers Voice. This is the Changemakers Voice fun segment where we have fun with our interviewees, ask them a few questions, tricky questions, and then find out how smart they are. But most importantly, all of us learning on the show. And on the fun segment today with Prince, our expert, as I would like to call him, for the kind of nugget he has given us. The rule of the game is that you have mentioned the first three things that comes to mind in 5 seconds. I'll say something and you mention the first three things that comes to mind. So maybe example, I would say when you go to lectures, So when you go, what are the first things to come to me? It could be anything. So I mentioned it 5 seconds. So should we start now? Oh, but this is simple. So guys, he's laughing because he can be able to win. So the first question is, what are the first three things you do when you wake up?
Brush my teeth.
Your time is up. Oh, Prince, you are smart. You are science student. But the same, this thing is very tricky. Are you ready for the third one?
Let me try.
Yeah. So the second one actually. Three things you do when you get to the lecture hall.
I pick up my notebooks.
Time is up. The thing looks simple, but the thought time is up. So Prince, you have failed two. I think you are left with 4 to go. So are you ready?
Okay.
The question is, the topic is coming from anywhere, so you just think of everywhere. So the third one is three things you do when you go home during vacation.
I watch movies, I play football, and I go out with my friends.
This one you have gotten it. The fourth one, three things you do when you meet your friends.
We gossip.
Hey, now I know men gossip. We are trying to hide it, and we are trying to hide it. You are brought out to the scene. But all the same, you weren't able to meet to that task. The fourth one is three things you do when you go to church or mosque.
I pray for the country, I pray for my family, and then I sing.
You sing, okay. Then the last one is that three things you do when you meet a new person.
I try to know your name, I try to know where you are from, and then I take your phone
time is
number.
up. But then, Charlie, you have been able to do well.
Thank you.
Friends, thank you very much for coming to the Changemakers Voice. This is the Changemakers Voice fan segment, and we'll be right back. You are warmly welcome back to the Changemakers Voice with me and your Pondichi on and your Pon Online TV. We had some fun here and we learned as well with Prince on the Changemakers fan segment. The question for the day is that what new thing you think the government can do in promoting or raising awareness on the World Health Day event? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below as we keep this interactive. And most importantly, as our guest here said, the awareness of it is not largely heard in the country. Let's do our best and our bit also in doing what he taught us, and as well to share our thoughts in the comment section below. So this is where time will allow us to discuss on the topic, the World Health Day being today, the 7th of April. Whatever you are doing in your space, keep doing it. And as our interviewee or our guest encouraged us, as a layman or wherever you are, not in the field, you can do your bit by sharing if it's a flyer, paying for someone's bills, or doing what you can to just raise the awareness on this. Prince, we want to thank you and appreciate you for coming to share your thoughts and all that. God bless you, and
Thank you
whatever
too for your
aspiration
time
and plans you
space.
have ahead, may the Lord make it possible for you to accomplish
Amen.
it. So guys, this is all we have for you. For more information, you can log on to our website www.andtheupon.com and also visit our YouTube page and your online TV to catch other episodes you missed. As the theme for this year states, my health, my right. You have the right to choose to keep your health strong. And bear in mind that your health is very important to you. My name is Andy Pondichi. Let's meet another day, another time. Bye-bye.
Yo!